Picture this. You're standing in front of a giant Jenga tower. Everyone around you is screaming, "It's gonna fall any second now." But somehow, the tower just keeps wobbling, shaking, defying gravity, and it doesn't collapse. That's basically the stock market right now. Everyone's been predicting a crash for years. Inflation, wars, interest rates, recessions, aliens. Okay, maybe not aliens, but you get the point. Yet here we are, still standing. Meet Alex. He's your classic doom scroller. Every morning he wakes up, checks his phone, and sees another headline about the market collapsing. He panics, sells his stocks, then watches them go up the next week. Meanwhile, you, yes you, are sipping coffee, calm as a monk, because you know something Alex doesn't. You know the secret sauce behind why the market hasn't crashed yet. And to understand that, let's break it down step by step. Companies are making money. Not all of them, but enough of them to keep the market afloat. Think Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. They're basically printing cash. It's like this. Imagine a restaurant where everyone says, "This place is doomed." But every night, the line outside is still wrapped around the block. As long as customers keep showing up, the restaurant survives. Same with the stock market. Now, earnings are just one piece of the puzzle. Let's move to the next. Ah yes, the Federal Reserve, the world's most stressed out babysitter. They've been raising interest rates to fight inflation, but not so high that they completely choke the economy. It's like trying to cook pasta. Too little heat, nothing happens. Too much heat, the water boils over. The Fed is basically standing there with oven mitts trying not to burn the house down. But the Fed isn't the only factor. There's something even more invisible at play. Here's the wild part. Sometimes the market doesn't crash simply because people believe it won't. Investor confidence is like Wi-Fi, invisible, but when it's strong, everything works. Most people panic when they see red numbers, but not you. You know that markets are powered by collective belief. If enough people keep buying, the crash gets delayed. Confidence is powerful, but it's also global money flows that keep the engine running. Money has to go somewhere. And right now, a lot of it is flowing into US stocks because compared to other places, America looks less bad. Europe, energy crisis, China, slowing growth, emerging markets, volatile. So investors look at the US and say, hey, at least it's not on fire. And here's where things get surprising. Even recessions don't always mean disaster. Here's the part that makes people go, wait, what? The stock market doesn't always crash during recessions. In fact, sometimes it goes up. Example, in 2020, the world shut down. Everyone thought stocks were toast. But after the initial dip, the market skyrocketed. Why? Stimulus money, tech boom, investor optimism. It's like expecting a horror movie ending, but instead you get a Disney musical. So what does all this mean for you right now? Let's connect the dots. The market is basically running on three things: corporate profits, Fed policy, investor psychology. And right now, all three are holding up. But here's the kicker. It doesn't mean the market won't crash. It just means it hasn't crashed yet. Think of it like driving a car with low fuel. You're still moving, but eventually you'll need to stop. The question is, when? The market is like that one friend who always says they're broke, but somehow shows up with VIP tickets. Investors are basically cats. They panic at random shadows, then act like nothing happened 5 minutes later. The Fed is like your mom trying to keep peace at a family dinner. Too much wine? She cuts you off. Too little? Everyone's bored. Imagine this. You're sitting at your desk, scrolling through headlines. Everyone's screaming crash. But you smile, sip your coffee, and think, I know why it hasn't happened yet. That's the difference between you and them. Most people panic. but not you. You're part of the smart minority who understands the game. So here's the challenge. If the market dropped 50% tomorrow, what's the one stock you'd buy without hesitation? Comment below. I want to see your answers. And hey, don't just lurk. Be part of the smart minority. And of course, smash that subscribe button, because next week we're diving into the real reason billionaires never panic during crashes. Spoiler, it's not because they're smarter, it's because they're sneakier. The stock market hasn't crashed yet. It's basically the world's longest game of Jenga. And until someone pulls the wrong block, we're still standing.